you know, personal attacks against board members because they have friends. Everybody has friends. Everybody knows people. I know Tom Kenny too. You know, I met Bob Ballmer. I met Tim Lynch from January. You know, just because you have friends doesn't mean that you can't do business with them if they're giving you the same or giving you the best deal when you look at the different scenarios. So that's what happened, and that's how things occur. And there's nothing wrong with the board members looking for ways to save you, the citizens, money. That's all comments I have. Does anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, I just want to say that we interviewed these two companies, and I didn't know Tom Kenny, and I'd met Bob Ballmer one other time, so I really didn't know who they were, except that Mary Kinney was on this board for 100 years, I think, and so that I didn't realize that was her son until somebody mentioned it. But at any rate, Piper Jaffray gave us the best deal by far in saving us money and getting us more money. Now, the important thing to note is that this money cannot be used to balance. I think it cannot be put into the general fund.
There are restrictions on the money.
There
it
is
could be used for
restriction.
capital improvements, and also could be used to pay down your debt service. Those are the two major, although there are other ways to use it by paying off, say, the roof at Arcade Mellon, which we're paying the 4.75% interest on. If we paid it off, we would see the net savings over a 3-year period of approximately $80,000 plus the interest that we would save and not having to pay out. So there would be a double bump if you did the roof project. There are certain ways you can use it to help balance the budget, yes.
Therefore, I recommend this motion be passed as read.
Is there any other discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I move for F3711.
So motion and second for F37-11. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Mrs. Schaefer, Personnel Committee.
I'll move that item P50-11 be approved.
Motion and second for P-50-11. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I'd like to move that item P51-11 be approved.
There's a motion for P-51-11. Is there any discussion on the motion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I'll read item P52-11 as an addendum, that the resignation of Deborah Wozniak, I hope I said that, Wozniak, aide at Ligonier Valley High School, be accepted for retirement purposes at the end of the 2010-2011 school year.
Motion and second for P-52-11. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Mrs. Hutchison, Athletic Committee.
Brett has a short bit of information that he would like to give you, and we're distributing this tonight for approval in June. But he'd like to explain it this evening before we move into the other order of business with the athletic program.
Good evening. Very briefly, in December, January timeframe, I was contacted by a gentleman named Mike Angelis, whose business is headquartered in Florida. This is a program, this is a business called School Sports Media. It's a solution for school sports programs, and they're now targeting Western Pennsylvania to try to help some of the athletic programs that are in a little bit worse financial shape right now. Basically what happened, to give you a brief overview of the process, Mike contacted me in December and January, asked me to fill out a questionnaire. On that questionnaire, it asked for information such as attendance, enrollment, what type of facilities we have, and how many of them we have. and the participation in our athletic programs, both junior high and senior high programs. Once I gave him the completed questionnaire, he then submitted to me an estimate of financial gain that we could benefit from signing with this company. On a minimum scale, he is estimating that he would be able to generate $156,000 for our athletic programs on an annual basis, and a maximum of $626,000 annually for athletic programs. Hearing those type of numbers right off the bat, I was a little bit skeptical. So I waited a little bit, waited a few months for some other schools to look into this. I looked into it myself, did some research online, and an AD at the District 6 meeting had asked if anybody else had heard of them, and there were only a few of us. Once I submitted the questionnaire back to Mike, Mike then sent me a contract. Basically what I handed out, of course, is the financial estimate from School Sports Media, and the other two handouts is an agreement from another school that's participating in this program locally, and the other one is the contract that was sent to Lydia Valley School District. When comparing the two contracts, I only found one difference between the two contracts. And if you look on page 3 of the participant school contract, line item 3.6 is the only difference I found in the two contracts. That wasn't in the original contract. Some of the other schools in Western Pennsylvania that have committed to this program have signed contracts and sent them back to Mike at School Sports Media. Those schools are Pequot Valley, Central Cambria, Elizabeth Forward, Blackhawk, Plumboro, Altoona, Blue Mountain, and that's just to list a few. I'm on one of Mike's email lists, and every day I see a new email from a member school joining and signing this contract. Looking at the contract myself, I couldn't find anything in the contract that posed any type of risk to the school district. Of course, it's looking at the contract with my limited legal experience. They're searching their connections with some major corporations, Under Armour, Nike, Gatorade, Coke, Pepsi, major corporations that are looking to donate to the school district. Pan American was one of the major sponsors in Florida. A lot of schools have Pan American on their field, on their duffel bags, on the gym floor, anywhere. You can put a sponsorship on a gym bag, but you can't put it on a uniform. You can put it on a gym floor, you can put it on a football field, but it can't cover any of the field marking lines. And those are rules stated by the PNWA. You can't put them on uniforms, you can't put them on warm-ups. But he's looking at school websites, he's looking at broadcasting, ticketing, different type of logos and different type of sponsorship programs, such as our Rampage program, and maybe even our facility naming rights proposals we're going to look into. So, but it's just one more thing to maybe help. I know the numbers, at least to me, seem to be true.
But we know, or Jim, I'm not sure who I should direct this question to, what our total athletic budget is for a year.
Our athletic budget, when it's all said and done with income and revenue, is roughly $80,000, depending on ticket revenue throughout the year.
Well, I asked that because I'm looking at potential savings here of minimum 156 to 626. If our athletic budget is anywhere in that ballpark, I mean, I understand the concept of what he's trying to say is maybe we can help save you money. And, you know, certainly I would expect Mr. Racker to review the contracts from a legal standpoint